this is a tour around all the places in your Math 209 class site. First, this screen that you are seeing is the home page of your class, where you are going to have here the welcome announcement, where you have here some basic information about the course and also this very tour that we are seeing right now. In this upper navigation bar that we have here, we have several tabs that you need to visit. First, we are going to visit the Content tab. I'm going to click on Content, and this will take us to this other screen where we have another navigation bar here, of which the first item here is an overview of the class. So this overview will tell you essentially how this class is going to work. All the weeks, except for the first one, are going to work in the same way. And that is what is described in this table here. So essentially, you need to start every Monday studying the lesson, which consists on watching the video lesson and also read the lesson in the textbook. So you will do that on Monday, and then by Wednesday you need to complete the homework assignment. Later on Friday is the deadline to submit your forum post. I'll explain in a moment what means this forum post, but the deadline of it is on Friday. And then by Sunday is the deadline to complete the quiz. So this is essentially what you have to do every week. Start studying on Monday. By Wednesday, you should have submit the homework. By Friday, you should have submit the forum. And by Sunday, you should have submit the quiz. Let's come back to this navigation bar where we have this overview that we just visited. And let's start here in the table of contents. Let's look at what are the different tabs that you have here. The first one, Getting Started, is the one that you should be working on right now. So this is the work for the first week of classes. Here in Meet Your Professor, you have here essentially my email address and the website, my website. So coming back to the table of contents, you have here another tab for technology and support. Here you can read what are the technology requirements for this class, which essentially will tell you that you need to follow this class in a computer. You cannot follow it by in a phone. Coming back to the table of contents, so we visit Meet Your Professor, Technology. Here you will have the information. When you click here will be the information about the introductory Zoom meeting that we will have at the beginning of the course. Be sure you look for the details in the syllabus about the time of this Zoom live session. And then after that we have these three very important items. This is the exam that will happen at midterm, and this is the final exam. And in here, units, here you will have all the contents of all the units of this class. That we will start with the unit 1 in the second week of classes, right? In the first week of classes, you have to do the work described in Getting Started. In the week 2, you will start with the unit 1 of these classes, and so you continue, will be 1 unit each of the weeks. And all the units have the same structure. Let's just pick this unit, for instance, which is unit 5, functions of several variables. So as I said before, the structure in every week is going to be the same. So you have to start by watching the video lessons. So let's click here. These are, in this case, for instance, you have 2 to watch. You may have, depending on the unit, more or less videos to watch. So for instance, let's check. A real value function of several variables is a function whose domain is in Rn and the codomain. Well, so you can also see this in full screen if you like the lesson. That is what you should actually do. Watch the lessons in full screen and have a piece of paper, take notes, look at the problems that I'm explaining in each lesson, try to do them yourself, stop the video as many times as you need, go back. So you should work with these videos, not just watch them, but work on all the problems that are described in the videos. Coming back to the lesson, we said that you should be looking at the video lessons. Then this is the part of reading in the book, as I also explained before. So take each of the lessons that you have to read and just read the lesson in the book. You have also more examples in the book, so you should be reading all the lessons also in the book. Coming back to the lesson, you have watch the videos, read the book, and then after that you have the assessments, the homework assessment. So I'm going to click in the homework, and let's see how the homework looks like. So this is the first question in the homework. You have to match the equations with the graph, so you should do the graph of each one and see which one corresponds to each, etc. You have different types of problems. As you can see, you have different type of problems. Most of them, all of them actually, you have to do the work in a piece of paper, do all the details, and so when you are done, then you will enter the answer in the homework. Coming back to the lesson, we said that you need to watch the videos, read the book, do the homework, and then the quiz. So the quiz is essentially same kind of problems that you have in the homework, but you have a limit time to work in the quiz. I mean, since you open the quiz, you have 30 minutes to finish. And you have available only on Friday of the week that is due. So it's due on Sunday and will be available only on Friday. So you can work on the quiz anytime from Friday to Sunday, but once that you start, you have just 30 minutes to finish it. So watching videos, reading book, doing the homework, doing the quiz, and the most important assignment in an online class is the forum. So for the forum, what you need to do is to choose a problem from the homework list. So you have done your homework, all the list of the problems that I showed you before. So you have worked all the homework problems. Well, each week you have to choose one of them, one homework problem that you want to show how you solve it. And so for the forum assignment, you need to write a paper. Essentially, you need to write a paper every week. And this paper should show how you solved a problem. The problem should be a problem of your choice. You can choose any problem of the ones in the homework list, with the only restriction that should be a problem that nobody else have chosen before. So be sure that this forum is like a blog. All the problems are going to be listed there, and you need to actually read the forum. You need to read all your classmates' posts and also all the comments of your classmates, of myself. So you should always be looking at the forum. Before you post when you post and after you post. I mean, during the whole week, you should be looking at the forum. And in terms of your own post should be the solution of one of the problems in the homework list. And this solution shouldn't be just a bunch of formulas. No, this should be a college level paper where you explain with all details how you solve the problem. So the solution should be structured in sections. You should start with an introduction where you said what problem you chose, not just the number, but also what the problem is asking to do. I mean, with your own words, you could say, well, in this problem, we were asked to calculate the level curves of certain surface. So you explain with your own words what the problem is asking. Then you start the solution also structured in sections. You can start first with the preliminary work that you need to do, so you can also explain what is the outline of your solution, what are all the things that you are going to do. So how you structure the paper is personal. Each of you will have a different style in solving the problem, but it is a requirement that should be written all the details, show all the steps with all the formulas you need to show, but especially with all the words of explanation. Should be an explanation as if you are explaining to someone how you solve the problem, and you want that this person to understand how you did it. This forum should be always written in LaTeX, which is a mathematical typesetting software that you have to learn in the first week. So I review again the whole unit now. Start watching videos, reading the book, doing the homework, doing the quiz, and doing the forum post. That's what you have to do every week. Now, in the first week of classes, here is the getting started section. So in the week 1, you will need to watch the class video tour, this tour that you are watching right now. You will need to read the syllabus. The syllabus is the most important document in this class. It's very important that you spend the first week reading the syllabus, reading all the details, since this is a legal document that you have to abide by if you decide to be in this class. And then, this is the very important assignment that you have for the first week. You should start right now to doing this. You have to watch the LaTeX getting started video. So this is very important, since this LaTeX typesetting software is what you are going to be using since week 1. So you need to start doing that first of all. So I'm going to click here. Here it is the explanation what this software is. The software is called LaTeX. If you like, you can download it and have LaTeX in your computer. If not, you can just use it online using this website, which is called Overleaf, where you can use LaTeX online without having to download anything. I create here a video for you to understand how to start doing your first document in LaTeX. So be sure that that's the first thing that you do, is start creating an account for yourself in Overleaf and start writing a document in LaTeX. I'm also create a template that you can use to start your first document. The idea of writing in LaTeX is the most professional way to write, not just in mathematics, but also in sciences in general. Once that you acquire this skill, you will have it forever, and chances are that you will be using LaTeX and nothing else to write from now on. So at the beginning, you can write a very basic document. That's what you are supposed to do for the first unit. But as the units progress, your LaTeX also should progress. And by the end of the semester, you should be writing very beautiful documents using all the possibilities that LaTeX has. So coming back to the first week tasks, this is the getting started week, the first week. So you have to watch the tour, read the syllabus, watch the LaTeX getting started, and only after you did these two things, so then you have to write your introduction forum. This is very important. You should do as soon as you can, so you should do all that first, but as soon as you can, start writing your introduction forum, so you can show that you really learned how to do a very basic document in LaTeX. So be sure also that you follow the instructions. Very important in an online class, you should be able to follow instructions. So be sure that when you click in here and you read the instructions for the forum, you follow them. So you have to write a short paragraph about yourself, whatever you want to say, include the things that are described here. This post should be written in LaTeX. This post should include an image, so we are sure that you are able to include an image in LaTeX, since you are going to be needing to include images in most of your posts in the forum. And be sure also that you watch this video where I explain how to actually submit a post in the introduction or in the forum post during the semester. The forum posts, by the way, are also available in here under assessments. You go to discussions, and so here you have all the forums of the class. First, this very forum that I just showed for the introduction, but then you have for the forum 1, forum 2, for all the forums you have them available under assessments, discussions. And finally, the most important document on this class that I mentioned before, which is the syllabus of this class, available here. When we click in syllabus, you have to actually acknowledge that you read the syllabus once that you actually did read it. The syllabus is long, and you need to spend time reading all the sections in the syllabus. So at the beginning, you have the course information. You have all this information that you need to read it, including the learning outcomes of this class. The topical outline of this class tells you how each week is going to be organized. So what topics we are going to cover each week. In the week 1, I already said, essentially you have to learn LaTeX. And you have to post your introduction. In the week 2, these are going to be the subjects that we are going to cover. And as in any other week, you are going to have to do homework, quiz, and forum. Observe that all the weeks are the same. All the weeks what you need to do is homework, quiz, and forum. In particular, in the week 8, at the middle of the semester, besides these things, you also have to do the midterm exam or exam 1. So this exam you have to do at the middle of the semester, and the last week of classes you need to do the final exam. These are all the assessments in this class. The textbook for this class is free, open, so you have the textbook available in the first day of classes. The software is also free, so it's actually open source, and it's free and available since the first day of classes. Be sure you understand that you cannot follow this class in a mobile device. You need to follow this class from a laptop or a desktop computer. Again, the description in a table to visualize what you need to do every week. Here in the final grade calculation, you have the points associated to each of the assignments. As I said before, the only assignments that are in this class are homework, quizzes, and forum, with the addition of the introduction that you have to do the first week, and also the exams that you have to do a midterm and at the end. Otherwise, the fundamental work of this class is given in here: homework, quizzes, and forum. The total points in this class are 760, and depending on how many of them you get, these are the letter grade that you will obtain. Be sure that you are familiar with the class policy. So the late assignments for this class policy is very important that you understand it since the first day of classes. Since you don't agree with the policy, you cannot be in this class. So this policy is essentially that there are no makeup of anything. And the policy for emergencies is that your two lowest scores of quizzes, homework, and forum will be dropped. So that will cover for any emergency that may happen. Well, be sure that you understand the ADW and NSW policies of these classes. Also, the email guidelines are very important. I will not answer any email that doesn't follow the email guidelines. So be sure that you read it and understand. Especially, it's very important that you tell me who you are when you write an email. Also, very important about the emails, whatever you need, you should ask it at least 48 hours before you need it. This includes also office hours. Be sure that you also check all the policies for the discussion board. Academic integrity is very important in this class. This class is a zero tolerance class in these terms. Be sure that you are very aware of these policies. So be sure that you read, understand, and agree with all the items in this syllabus. Well, with this we finish the tour, and welcome to the class.